Hello, my fellow Arians. This is your mid-monthly reading. This is Kelly from Queen Bee Tarot. It's your girl getting at you from Boston. So, Aries, you're having a hell of a time taking in that air energy and learning those lessons, I see. I went ahead and pulled a spread, and I'll pull another one, but from what I see, there's quite a story going on here. Whew, Aries, boy, you going through it. And so am I. Even strange was I never really watched my ascending sign, but I did last night, and we are just going through it right now. This Mars retrograde and then Chiron in retrograde hit Aries too. Everything is so jacked up right now. I mean, it's just jacked up. So what I have to begin with, it's like there's so much mixed. What I feel for us as a collective is there's so much mixed energy right now. And so many people around us that it's hard to get a feel for which one of them is the one backstabbing us. Because I know you guys are feeling it too. There's somebody amongst your friend that isn't a friend or family. There's someone amongst your clique of people that isn't exactly on your side. And I know you're feeling it too. You just can't put your finger on who it is. I'm feeling it. I have been for quite some time. And I think I got it narrowed down now. I'm not quite sure yet. But there's a bit of that around. There's some sneaky behavior I've been picking up on in the energy around Aries. So somebody's being kind of sneaky around you, whether it's talking about your business to someone else or getting very involved in your business in a way that they shouldn't be. Let me get my tablet out the way. Just kind of along the lines of that. And then your love life. Oh boy, Aries. Aries, Aries, Aries. Some of you got lucky, it appears, and met that ultimate divine timing of your divine mate. And some of us, it looks like we just got hit by Mercury retrograde for 2 days on top of Mars retrograde for like a month and a half on top of Chiron retrograde in Aries as well. So we look like we've been through a tornado and back, and those of you who met the person you were supposed to be with are skipping happily along. So there's kind of that huge energy split down the middle between you guys, so this should be a pretty interesting reading. Let me just say, because I've got energy of people who met that person they were supposed to be with, and then I have energy of people who literally have been dragged through the tornado of everything retrograde, plus dragged through the brush, plus probably dragged by a horse at this point, and they're still getting dragged through stuff. So I'm going to start with those of you who it looks like you've come out of your shell a little bit. Okay, so here we've got us showing up for the reading. We always do, Aries. We always turn up for our readings. Every single channel I go to, Aries supports the most. Must be something in our chart. Not sure. It shows you putting down the burden. It shows you kind of putting this behind you in the way that I'm seeing it. And it shows a messenger coming in to tell you rather harshly that it's time to let your guard down with this person. It's okay to let your guard down. But with us, the messages always have to be harsher. We don't hear them. Especially when it comes to our hearts. Our hearts are very, very, very deep down. And we don't share them with just anybody. We're very, very specific. And when we do share it, we don't joke with it. So this has come to let you know, like, put down the burden, start opening yourself up. This person is worth it. And here's kind of another, they're shooting messages at you. They're letting you know, hey, Aries, don't sit there in your independent lady stance. Get out of there. Make the decision to move out of there and move into happiness. Don't stay in the independent bachelor stance. You got another messenger here. It's okay to open up to this person. And this is for the collective, male, female, you, your partner. It's okay to open up to this person. This is the person that I was talking to you about. And you're sitting here wondering, is this that reading that she put out? Yes, it is. This is that person. And you have a chance at actual happiness here. Remember that reading? Yeah, 18,000 views ago? Yes. It's coming. It's letting you know right here that your justice is here. You found the person you're supposed to be with. You're balanced. There'll be no more of harvesting empty harvests. You have the wish card, and you have the person who's mastered the art of intuition and emotion and grace, and that's kind of what you need to be in right now, is that learning how to deal with your emotions properly in a real relationship, because Aries, we tend to not know how to deal with emotions very well. So we need to really open up here and be, God, I don't even know the word. Affectionate. That's what I was looking for. Be affectionate. Show that love. I know, Aries women, you're sitting there looking at me like, what? Aries men are like, huh? Yes. This is that person. I told you. This person was coming. Okay, so there you have it. They might scare the ever-living crap out of you, Aries. But this is the person I was talking about. This is the person that you were looking for. So I'll pull more cards on that. Now for those of us who've been through the grumble, the brush, and everything in between, getting dragged around by all this retrograde, and watching our peers here have fun. We're being told, like, our lesson here is that we need to change our view on something. We need to take down this stance and change our view on something. We're receiving messages here. And it's from Justice herself letting us know, change your stance. This is a card of stance, of taking a stand against something, of being guarded, of being within yourself. Just view that door as you, and you protecting your inner self and what you believe in. It's telling us, okay, there needs to be a change here. You're protecting yourself a little too much. You need a new view of the world. So both of my stance cards are here. This is like a stance of, this is how you always view the world, and it's telling you need a change here if you want any justice. I'm not even sure that's a possibility right now for us who are getting dragged through the grumble, but hey. And then we've got a messenger coming in to let that independent lady know, hey, you're waiting on something that isn't going to happen. So for those of you Aries that are waiting on something or waiting on someone, it isn't going to happen because this person is false. This person is false. It may be that you recently found someone to be pretending something they were not, or how would I put it? Or just lying in general about what they have and what they can do, or I feel like the person you've kind of fell for is not the person that they really are. That's really all I can say to explain it. Like, you're missing pieces of information, like big pieces of information. And this is my 1111 card, and it's showing in reverse, and it's a messenger, a quick messenger to tell you, you're not going to harvest this. You're not going to harvest this. There's another messenger over here to tell you that you've got a false offer of love. There's a lot of fire in this. Yeah, there's a lot of fire in this. But you've got a false offer of love here. You've got somebody who's immature, bringing promises that they can't keep. And you know the answers. You just need to go inside yourself and look. You know there's answers there. There's definitely answers there for you, Aries. Just listen to your intuition. I feel like listen to your intuition, because this has to do with the same person who's putting out to have things that they don't. And again, I feel like you get a messenger here because you've got options. You've got the messenger coming in, the ultimate messenger. And you've got the card of a false divine relationship. Whether it be soulmate, whether it be someone pretending to be a soulmate, that's the worst. When they pretend to be a soulmate and then they just mess your whole life up. So some of you are going through that right now, where you had someone pretend to be a soulmate or something and they got you good. Looks like for this, it looks like they're creating an illusion of all this stuff they have, and who you fell for was them. But then you found out that all of these things were just lies that were concocted to try and get you to like them. And your ultimate messenger is here in balance. Chariot is the ultimate messenger, regardless of the fact that this is the card of Cancer. That is the ultimate messenger. It rides into battle to bring messages, to fight. But if you look at the card, it's moving pretty fast. They're running through that water. And it's a card of emotion. So there's somebody here who's, you see it though. Like, you're not being taken for a fool. You see it. They're trying to take you for a ride, but it's like you step back and you're watching it really close. And it's like you see it, but you're kind of waiting on proof to catch them, because that's how we are. We don't like to accuse people unjustly. We're very just people. As Aries, we're very, very just people. We don't like to just be, accusatory or revengeful unless it's absolutely needed, unless it's necessary. At least I know that I'm not. I don't have time for that. I really have time for nothing. I have time for no games. None. But it's showing a lot of restless nights here. A lot of irritation and aggravation with the stories this person's been telling you. It doesn't show them reuniting. It doesn't show them reuniting, because I think that you stop it. I would say that you put a stop to it. You put a stop to their coming back, because this was just getting to be too much. The stories were building up on top of the stories, and you couldn't figure out what the hell was the truth. At this point, it was like, okay, what is what here? And you are frustrated. So it looks like you put a quick end to it. because I almost see this as swords. And if you look at the Two of Cups, this is one of my moon cards. This is just a lot of trickery, a lot of drama, a lot of things made up, a lot of BS that you don't need. And I feel like you're going to cut it off. You're just going to cut it off. So then we'll go back to our lovebirds. Our lovebirds. Those Aries who got that special moment to find the right person. See if we can't find out what we can find out for you. Okay, Aries. Tell me more about these Aries who met their divine. I want to see about this happiness. I'm dying to read somebody who's going through this right now and just get that loving energy. That excited energy and that renewed passion and that renewed state of naivety and love. It's a great feeling, especially when you're an empath and you pick up on so many awful things. Come on, Aries. 2018 August mid-monthlies. Come on, Aries. What are you guys doing? Besides making a mess of my deck. That's rather interesting. Let me get one more clarifier, pretty please. Okay, you're going to need to clarify that for me because I'm not getting it. Aries, who, really? I have a feeling this is for those of you who are going through it. Can't fit them on the table, so I guess we'll go with this until they want to clarify something else. Excuse me for a minute, I have a family situation, so I do need to check. Okay. Sorry guys. I do have a family situation going on right now, so pardon me. Alright, Aries. My love bugs. I'm dying to read one of you to get that happy feeling. To get that joyful feeling. I want to hear, like, what it's all about and what it's like. Yes, I miss it. It's been a very long time since someone's been able to get me giddy. Very long time. Because no one's true anymore. So, Aries, we have you with the Sun card and the Wish card, and being in yourself. You're standing in your emotion. You're learning how to deal with emotions this month. So you're standing in that emotion. You're feeling that happiness. You're feeling that it's good to open up. You have your wish. So Aries men and women who got their one, hang on to them. Nothing silly. You can't step outside those contracts, and not that I think you would. I think you're totally enamored with this person, and they are with you too. And it's not in an unhealthy way. Like, even if you spent every day together, it's like you're just trying to learn so much about each other. It's not like in a smothering way. It will work out that they're your best friend. And so you will spend a lot of time with them, if you're not already. We've got a new beginning here, financially. So some of you could be planning on moving in together or combining finances some point in the future, planning for the future. We've got the Two of Cups, so you've obviously accepted each other's cup of love. I'm a little confused about this part down here, but I think I get it. We've got the stern ruler, so I feel like you two sat down and had a conversation about what's acceptable in this relationship and what isn't, which is something adult to do. If you're going to be in a relationship with somebody, you need to know what kind of relationship you're in. Are you seeing other people? You can't get hurt if somebody tells you the truth up front, right, Aries? If they tell you the truth up front that they're just friends with benefits and they're seeing other people, then that's what it is. So I feel like you guys, sat down and had that conversation. And Aries, depending on who you're with, you may not have been too thrilled about everything in that conversation because you like your freedom as well. Or maybe your partner wasn't, but you clarified some things, and I feel like you got things right. Like, you sat down and had a great talk about just how you wanted the relationship to be, what you were really looking for out of each other. So I don't see the swords here being an issue. Judgment. You're making good judgment calls. You're getting away from third-party situations. There, is a messenger here saying that these parts need to be drawn out, taken away. This is not what you guys are interested in. You guys are interested in moving on together. So I feel like you really clarified third-party situations and that you wanted to be with each other, and that was it. It was kind of unspoken, but it's always really cool to have that conversation when you are in the right place with someone who's in the same place as you. It's always really neat conversation when you are that adult to have that conversation, and when they share the same love as you and you get reciprocation. And for Aries, we're not used to that, so it was probably like this big, mushy-gushy feeling you didn't know what to do with. I get to laugh at you guys because it's adorable. I love an Aries in love, or, a fire sign in love. You guys are just amazing. So then we have the people who are going through it. We're lucky. Annabelle's here to grace you with her presence. By the way, my deck has returned. Do not ask me. I found one card, and one mysteriously appeared back in my deck after I went and bought a new deck. My deck likes to play games. It's very humorous, apparently, like its owner. You never know what's going to come out of my mouth. Okay, what else do we have for the Aries that are going through it in August? Us poor bastards who are sitting in Mars retrograde and Chiron retrograde. And what do you got for us? 2 more clarifiers, please. Oh, big surprise that is. Like when they tell me stuff like I don't know that. 1 more clarifier, please. Okay. Alright, guys. So, those of us that are going through it right now, it's telling you to get some faith. Work on yourself spiritually. Annabelle it out. Annabelle. Have some faith. Get balanced. Manifest. 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 Now is your time to manifest. Things are not going your way. Clearly. Manifest. Get balanced spiritually, get balanced physically, get balanced every way you can, and start manifesting. Have that faith. Get yourself a manifest notebook and write down every day what you want. This is telling you to manifest as well. There's a messenger there letting you know, put down the burden, Aries. We love nothing more than to drop a burden and walk away and not look back. That's what we do. What's wrong with y'all? Balance. Get back in balance and get rid of whoever else's baggage this is. Aries, we're good at picking up other people's baggage, but we're even better at putting it down. Remember that. Put it down and step away. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. Or you can carry it around and feel like crap for the rest of your life. Up to you. Here we have you making a better decision because somebody falsely came at you and there's a messenger there to let you know that somebody brought you a false offer of love. And you were able to see through it right away. You were able to take a step back and be very curious about their intentions, and you found that you were right. So you're taking the opportunity to walk away from the situation before it begins. Your Wheel of Fortune is in the negative, of course, because we're going through it, right? But you have a new beginning here. It's saying to take action, but you need balance. So get your ass balanced, Aries. You're spiritual, all of y'all. Aries is the one that always comes through on every channel with like the most likes, the most shares, the most everything. You're spiritual. Get your shit right. We all know we're out of whack. We just have to find a way with these crazy energies, these air energies we're working with, and find a way to work in that. Work with it. Because it looks like some of you are just feeling like wrapping up your heart, your soul, your mind, your everything, sitting on top of all your belongings and never sharing yourself again. That's your feeling of complete and utter devastation from somebody who wasn't real. You truly believed in this person, even though you knew the offer was false, you really secretly prayed that it wasn't. You really wanted this to be that person for you. And unfortunately, in the midst of a reading that says that your divine one is coming, it is a generalized reading. So for those of you who are thinking along those lines and then this person devastated you, drop it. Just drop them. Like a bad habit. There's nothing, I tell everybody this all the time. This is my saying in life. There's nothing better, revenge-wise, than your success. Somebody seeing you successful when you weren't successful with them is going to feel so much more regret than seeing you be vindictive or say nasty things to them or have class, ignore them, pull yourself up above that and realize that you're worth more. You're worth it, Aries. And you know that. You deserve somebody special. It's quite that simple. What Aries doesn't? Just throwing that out there too. You know. We are pretty special individuals. So let's find out our angels for the month. I have a feeling they're going to be jumping out of here. So what does Aries have for mid-month, August 2018 that you want them to know? What do you got for Aries? Mid-month, August. Come on. You're jumping. Mid-month, August. Aries. Lessons. What do you got for us? Okay, so we've got Ariel. New psychic and spiritual experiences are changing the way you view the world and yourself. Allow your spiritual gifts to open through study, prayer, and meditation. Like I was just saying, once you get balanced and get right spiritually, Aries, things will start opening up for you. will start opening up for you. Go through your lessons with grace. I have a feeling part of our lesson this month is learning how to deal with things with grace instead of attitude, which is not easy for me. But I'm learning nonetheless. You're at the end of a life cycle in your life. Call upon your angels to comfort you and to guide you to your next step. Happiness awaits you now. Rochelle, as you honor and follow the guidance of your heart, prosperity is coming to you now. Again, get right with yourself, Aries, and everything will start opening up again. You already know that. Alright, my Aries brothers and sisters, let me know how that resonates for you. This month is one of learning lessons of being in an energy that we do not even completely understand, never mind. Air energy is foreign to us. Air energy ignites our fire and it makes us angry quicker. So to throw that air energy on top of what's going on with the planets probably wasn't the smartest idea, because all of our fires are raging, and, you know, either you're going through it and getting dragged through the brush, quite honestly, and you look like it too, or you've met your divine person and you still have lessons to learn. In that conversation, you learned grace. You learned how to handle things that maybe you didn't like to hear, but you came to an understanding with grace. You're learning to use that mental energy. That's our lesson this month, is learning to use that mental energy and put it to good use instead of flaring up. Like those of you who wanted to flare up at that person who falsely promised you, it seems more like you just watched, and as they started to back off, you just kind of let them walk. You very slowly just let them walk. You didn't have an angry response to that. At least not yet. And I feel like when you do have a response, it's going to be quite intellectual instead. I didn't appreciate this, and this really wasn't for me, and this is why I don't want to be with you, or whatever, what have you. But take your lessons seriously this month, Aries. We really need to learn how to do things with grace instead of crashing into everything with our horns. So this is Kelly from the Queen Bee Tarot, coming at you from Boston, and I will see you guys later.